Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Good Monday morning. I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Brandon Libby. We have a rather large severe weather outbreak possible in parts of the country, not here in eastern Iowa, but more for the plain states. There's that level 4 out of 5 risk from basically Wichita, Kansas to about Wichita Falls, Texas. That's where there's expected to be several long tracking tornadoes that could be on the violent side. Very, very large hail possible as well. And really, it's a wider severe threat that does include parts of southwestern Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, even Nebraska. And we're likely going to see storms starting to develop in the afternoon across that orange and red area. And then eventually those will track to the east for this evening and into tonight, becoming a big line of storms. That is what's going to reach us after midnight. Now, initially, as we start to get those into our western and southwestern counties, could be on the strong side, maybe a chance for wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, but that threat should drop the further east they go through the overnight hours. And still some gusty winds and heavy rain, but the overall severe threat for us pretty low through the overnight hours. Now, that initial line will move out for early tomorrow morning, but maybe some redevelopment tomorrow afternoon. And most of the severe threat is going to be across Indiana, Ohio, among other states, but we're going to track maybe a level 1 out of 5 risk right along the Mississippi River. Maybe some strong storms possible tomorrow afternoon as well. And that we'll have to watch for a little bit of hail and wind. Then come Wednesday, well, of course, the wider severe threat off to our south, but it's a wider level 1 out of 5 risk across just about all of eastern Iowa for the afternoon hours. Again, that's going to be a hail and wind threat with anything that we see popping up on Wednesday afternoon. So still a very active forecast going forward. Overall, severe threat low for us, but some storms could be strong. And as you go through future track, well, it's a dry and partly cloudy day for today. Things are looking pretty good out there. But that line of storms will reach us about midnight here, late tonight. Again, starting in our western counties, initially bringing the gusty winds and the heavy rainfall. And that should generally weaken as it moves to the east, but still looking at a pretty good batch of rain across all of eastern Iowa, and maybe seeing some wind gusts around 40 miles per hour or so. That's going to move to our eastern counties by early tomorrow morning, close to sunrise. And then I think the main line will move out about 7 to 9 a.m. That will allow the instability to redevelop with partly cloudy skies. You'll have a fairly strong southwest wind and high temperatures mid to upper 70s. So watch as we get into the afternoon. More storms develop. Those will track very quickly from southwest to northeast. And those are what we're going to have to watch out for as far as the strong to severe storms are expected or are possible. And I would not be surprised to see that level 1 out of 5 risk that's along the Mississippi River getting backed up to the west a little bit. Just not a high confidence and widespread severe weather, but maybe some isolated strong storms possible for tomorrow afternoon. You'll have a couple of hit or miss chances through the overnight hours, but it's going to be mostly that Wednesday afternoon time frame that we look at more of those scattered storms popping up. And as far as rain goes over the next few days, about a ½ inch to an inch and a half expected, if not locally higher, where we see some thunderstorms. So more rain on the way. Drought is going to struggle. We're going to see that improving here over the next few weeks. But do expect some non-thunderstorm wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour for today and tonight. Probably windy tomorrow as well, as sustained winds are between 10 and 20 miles per hour. That helps to warm things up. Highs today, low 70s there in the north, mid to upper 70s in the west and south. Just an overall nice day. Rain, though, for tonight, as lows are in the mid to upper 50s, still fairly windy. And then for tomorrow, looking at pretty similar temperatures in the mid 70s, upper 70s for some as well, and a chance for some scattered storms in the afternoon. Then in your city-by-city forecast, very similar conditions for Wednesday, too. Scattered afternoon activity, highs mid to upper 70s. After that, temperatures are going to drop, more so the 60s for highs for the end of the week and into the weekend. Still some rain chances, though, just not going to be severe. We'll have chances for rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Finally, Mother's Day on Sunday, that's looking dry. Highs are back to the mid-70s and pretty warm into next week.